Welcome everyone to Nikki Loves Books. Nikki here, and we have a bookish box to unbox. This actually should be the young adult November 2023 bookish box. And I'm not gonna lie, this is literally the smallest bookish box I think I've ever received, and I'm a little concerned. So why the concern? And that is, if you've seen some of my other unboxings, Bookish Box has been very iffy on their quality of their items. So the fact that this is a really small box, I'm worried that these might be some BS items, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and hope that that's not the case. And for those of you who do not know, Bookish Box is behind. So yes, today we are in March, but this is the young adult November Bookish Box, and that's because that's how behind Bookish Box is. And they keep saying that they're going to catch up, so we shall see. I'm really hoping that one day they will catch up. I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon or if it will be even this year. Regardless, I love getting their books, and some of their items do tend to be worthwhile, which is why I get this box. So let's go ahead and open it and find out what we got for this box. So looking at the boxes of the items, I'm hoping that they're not going to be shit, but we'll find out, I guess, when we open them. But before we get there, we got to go through the newsletter. Yay, welcome to Bookish Box. I do not know why they include this stuff in the newsletter, because if I have the newsletter, that means I bought a box. So I don't really need to know about what the Bookish Box is, because if I bought the box, I kind of figured I would know what it is. But then we get to the young adult Bookish Box items, which we're going to skip because I will read those things as I reveal each item. Then it does go into the adult box of the month because it's one newsletter for both boxes. We're going to ignore that. If you want to know what came in the adult November 2023 Bookish Box, check out my unboxing video on my channel. And then they've highlighted some of the items that are available in the shop. We have our Spotify playlist, which of course is inspired by the themes and or books of the month. Down here they have information on how to become an ambassador for the Bookish Box. No idea what an ambassador does, but cool. We do have a word search, which will give us hints of the December boxes. And then last but not least, they have information about their social media. And the only real thing that we need to know from the newsletter at this point is the theme. So our theme for our young adult November Bookish Box is Fate Bound. Our very first item is a Court of Thorns and Roses inspired lantern. So I got excited when I saw this box immediately because I love the Sarah J. Maas universe. So A Court of Thorns and Roses is something that I hold very, very dear to my heart. It's probably my favorite series of all times, closely followed by, if not equal to, Throne of Glass. And speaking of Throne of Glass, I did have to mention that I finally got my special edition from Acrylic. I did purchase the special edition set during the first availability, and I was lucky enough to get it, and it was supposed to be here in January, and obviously it got late. So I was really, really happy to finally get it this week, and I'm so excited. I will have an unboxing of that on my TikTok probably sometime this weekend. So here is our lantern. It is sad that it is so small, but it is really pretty. We have, of course, Valeris. And just know, to be able to turn it on, you do have to pull out this tab that's on the bottom, and then you can switch it to on, and it will light up and be this very pretty lantern. The one thing I will say that I don't like about this is I don't like how yellow the image gets when you use the light. But when the light's off, you can see all the details, and it's just so, so pretty. Lantern, let the light from this beautiful lantern illuminate your fated path. Inspired by Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I will say it does feel very cheap though. It's all plastic, and I wish it was bigger, but I still think it's cute. And I do like the fact that it does light up, even though it does turn the whole image yellow. Next we have a candle, and normally Bookish Box does not disappoint on their candles. So this one is Lady of Darkness inspired Fire Court candle. Here's our Fire Court candle. I don't really care for the label. This candle, inspired by Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rorich, captures the true essence of the Fire Court, designed by At the Bookish Box. So I don't really care for the label, but that is not really the important part of a candle. It's how it smells. And as usual with Bookish Box, I like it. It actually smells like a fireplace with spice. I couldn't tell you exactly what scent is in this, but it does smell like a fire court. So I love this. Really, really digging the scent. I have not read Lady of Darkness yet. I don't even own it, but it is on my TBR, so I hope I can get to it at some point. Next up, and this one's kind of lame, it's a sticker, and that's it. Let your love for the good and the bad form an unbreakable bond with this Feyre's Mate gift tattoo sticker inspired by Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorns and Roses series, designed by At the Bookish Box. So yeah, it is a very beautiful sticker, but it's just a sticker and that's it. I wish it was like a whole bunch of stickers, like 3 to 5 stickers would have been nice instead of just one, and just saying like, okay, that's an item in the box. Next item we have is in my box, but it's not listed on the newsletter. So I don't know if this is an item that is supposed to go in a different box or if they forgot to include this item in the newsletter. Maybe they saw the stickers and figured maybe they needed to shove another item in the box because the sticker was kind of lame. I have no idea. But this is a Hades and Persephone inspired enamel bookmark. And like I said, it was in my box. I don't know if it's supposed to be in my box, but it was in my box. So we're going to open it. So this is the Hades and Persephone inspired enamel bookmark, and it is so pretty. So it is just one-sided. It's super pretty. I do like it because it's a lot less heavy compared to the metal bookmarks. I just love the details of the border, the skeleton hand with flowers, and the pomegranate, of course. I think this is really pretty, and this tassel is definitely giving. Like, this is a really nice tassel, actually. Kind of weird that there was no mention in the newsletter, so I don't know if I was supposed to have this enamel bookmark, but I'm taking it. Next up, we do have our Wonderless window. So we're almost done. We just have one more Wonderless window, and that collection will be finished, and I'll be able to show off my wall. So our Wonderless window this month says St. Vladimir's Academy. So if I remember correctly, that is from Vampire Academy. And it is so pretty, so gothic, absolutely is fitting. Introducing the 11th Wonderless window to be featured in our young adult box. This month's 2023 collectible Wonderless window features St. Vladimir's Academy, inspired by Rochelle Mead's Vampire Academy series, designed by @Gabrielle Ragusi. Absolutely love the Vampire Academy, and I went so far as to watch the show on Peacock, I think it was. It wasn't horrible, it wasn't great, but definitely a lot better than the movie that they had come out a few years ago based on the Vampire Academy. I loved those books, and I'm talking about, like, I lasted 5 minutes with the movie. The movie was absolute trash. It was horrendous, but the show was all right. I felt like it was going to get better, and unfortunately it was canceled, and I was so sad. But LitJoy Crate is currently putting together a special edition of the Vampire Academy series, which of course I already pre-ordered, and I'm very, very excited for that to be coming because I absolutely love the series. So I'm very happy to have this Wonderless window inspired by one of my favorite book series. So the last item we have in our box before we get to the main event, which of course is the gorgeous book, is our art print. Our December 2023 young adult theme announcement by @NatalieBernardArt features artwork inspired by Griffin Antiquities from Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first time I'm going to say that I don't care for this art print. I love the fact that it's Crescent City and that it's Sarah J. Maas inspired, but it's not character art. I love the character art, so I am sad that this is just a scene art. It is very pretty. Natalie Bernard Art is a wonderful, fantastic artist. I just wish we had characters, even if it was just our little fire sprite. So looking at the items in this box before we get to the book, I would definitely have to say my favorite thing was probably the candle. And the reason being is it smelled so good. I personally love candles. I burn one every single day. I have a bunch of different scents, and that candle just smells so good to me. So that is why it is my favorite item. But I also loved the bookmark, really digging the Wonderless window this month, and then really liked the lantern, even though it was cheapy, still cute. So there were good things in that box. So definitely, small box doesn't mean that it's a crap box. So that is what we learned today. And the whole reason why I get the Bookish Box, and that is of course for the special edition books. They're so pretty. So this is Godly Heathens by H.E. Eggman. Jem is a non-binary teen living in the tiny town of Gracie, Georgia. Known for being their peers' queer awakening, Jem leans hard on charm to disguise the anxious mess they are beneath. The only person privy to their authentic self is another trans kid, Enzo, who's 1,000 long, painful miles away in Brooklyn. But even Enzo doesn't know about Jem's dreams, haunting visions of magic and violence that have always felt too real. So how the hell does Willa May Hardy, the strange new girl in town, acts like she and Jem are old companions and seems to know things about them they've never told anyone else? When Jem is attacked by a stranger claiming to be the goddess of death, Willa May saves their life and finally offers some answers. She and Jem are reincarnated gods who've known and loved each other across lifetimes. But Jem, or at least who Jem used to be, hasn't always been the most benevolent deity. They've made a lot of enemies in the Pantheon. Enemies who, like the goddess of death, will keep coming. It's a good thing they've still got Enzo, but as worlds collide and the past catches up with the present, Jem will discover that everyone has something to hide. So definitely a book that sounds interesting. I love the fact that it's non-binary. LGBT community representation is always a plus in any book. I like the fact that this is reincarnated gods. So hopefully this book does not disappoint. And looking into the details of our exclusive luxe hardcover Bookish Box edition, we have, of course, this hardcover foiled case, which I will be the first one to say it's not very appealing, at least to me personally. If I saw this book at the bookstore, I would probably walk right by it. Like, something about it is just off-putting. Or maybe it's just the cover is too bland almost. Like, I don't know what it is, but something about this just doesn't appeal to me. And that's my own personal opinion. Totally cool if you end up loving this. We do have stenciled edges, which is always a nice little perk. We do have beautiful illustrated end papers. It is, of course, signed by the author, and then has this faux leather snakeskin spine, which, again, not digging it. Like, just something about the aesthetics just does not sit well with me. So that is disappointing, but I still am going to read this book. I love the end papers. I thought the end paper illustrations were absolutely beautiful. So not saying I regret getting this book. I definitely could not say I regret getting any book. But just personally, this design is not doing it for me. So that is it, everyone. Please be sure to like this video if you want to see me do more unboxings. Make sure you're subscribed to join me for all the bookish fun. I hope you guys all have a very good weekend. And thank you so much for being here.